All right, welcome to the dance tutorial. I'm just kidding. My name is Rich Tufo, and I'm gonna show you guys how to set up a Shopify store, just getting the whole basic foundation in place. And be nice to yourself while you watch this tutorial, and just pause the video whenever necessary, and then play it back. Much easier when you do that. So I just created a brand new Shopify store. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna use DadFro as the content. And I suggest that you just use one of the free themes to start with, and Supply is the one that I like the best. Now Shopify started me off with the debut theme, and we're going to change that to Supply, and this is how easy it is to do. We're just going to scroll right down here to explore free themes, and then we're going to go over here and choose Supply. And there's an option to change the style, and I'm just going to make it blue, and we could always change it back later if we choose. Click on Add Supply, and then we're going to wait for Supply to actually add. And there it goes. All right, now we're going to go down here to Actions, and then Publish, and then Publish once again. And now Supply is active and Debut has slid down to the inactive spot. Then we want to choose Customize, and it brings us to the main user interface where we're going to build out the site. And on the left side over here, that's all the actions that we're going to use to actually create this big party. There's two main sections. There's one which is called Sections, and then there's General Settings. So we're actually going to start with Sections first, and under Sections, we're going to click the header. Now the header is the top section of your web page, this part in blue, and then there's also a footer. And then between the header and the footer is the main content. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our logo. So we're going to select Image, and then we're going to upload an actual logo. There's our buddy DadFro. And then you can see it populate right here in the header. And now we want to go down and choose Select, and then Save. Now you notice that the logo is looking rather large. So what we have to do is go right over here to Custom Logo Width. And right now it's at 305. I'm going to make it 150. And boom, look at that. Now the heading is looking a lot nicer. Now you see this little checkbox right here that says Show Announcement. And if you check it, it's going to show you the text that's right underneath the box there in the upper right side of the header. And you could use that for a lot of different things. We're just going to leave it unchecked for now. And we're going to click on Save. And now we're going to navigate up to the top left and hit the back arrow button right there. And now we're going to go over to General Settings. Click on Colors. This is basically the color palette for your entire site. So we're going to start with the header. So we're going to click on the color there. And if you click on that color box and move this little circle around, you see everything changing in real time. I'm just going to make it a light gray for now. And then we're going to click on the cart button and search field, and you can see the background color of those boxes up in the header changing. We're going to just make that pure white. Now we're going to click on the text and links. Now if I do that, you'll see the color in the actual top right of those boxes changing. So I'm going to make that all black, which is hashtag or pound 60. That's the color code for pure black. Now we're going to click on the main menu background, and the main menu background is the background color for the menu bar, and we're going to make it a blue for now. So what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and change the header color to pure white, which is hashtag pound and 6 Fs as in Frank. Now I want to make the text color for the main menu. I'm going to make that pure white, all the way up here in the left corner. And now we're going to go to the text color for the main body of the website. And again, the body is between the header and the footer. And it's going to end up pure black probably, but I just want to show you that the font is what we're focused on changing here, not really the background color of those boxes. Because once there's pictures in there, you won't see that anyway. So the text main body font color is what that's actually changing. And now the headings is all of the headings on the website. So we're going to make that pure black, bottom left corner. And now we're going to go down to the footer, and we're going to click on the background color box there, and we're going to make it pure white. And the footer text color, we're going to make pure black. And let me just show you something real quick. To match the color for the header and the footer, let's say the header was this color right here. I'm going to copy that color code, highlight it, copy it. I'm going to go down to the footer background, double click that area again. There we go. And I'm going to paste it. Now the header and the footer colors match perfectly. So I'm just going to put them both back to white. And then we're going to head down here to the social media and payment icons. And this is just a color, and I usually just make them a blue. And again, we could always change that later. So we'll just give it a nice blue color there. And then we're going to save this page. So we'll hit the back arrow button. And when you see themes up here, if you hit that back arrow button one more time, it's going to bring you back out to the main homepage of Shopify. No big deal. You'll just navigate back over here to customize on the right, click it, and then we're right back to where we were. So now we're going to click on general settings and go to typography right here. And this is all the fonts for your site. I know that was quite the revelation for everybody. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here because it is quite self-explanatory. You want to just get your fonts set up so that they're consistent. And the only thing I do suggest is that you keep the minimum font size on everything at 16 pixels or greater. It's better to have your font a little bit too large rather than a little bit too small. Click Save. And let's back it up. And now we're going to go down to the favorite icon. And the favorite icon is this right here in the top left corner. See that little orange messed up box I just made? That's the Shopify favorite icon, which is that little shopping bag. It shows up in a bunch of different places. And generally most people will just put their logo there, or they'll make a different version of the logo because it's so small, 32 by 32 pixels. For me, the Dafro logo is perfect. Drop it in, save it, back arrow button, and now we're going to go down to the cart. Now my suggestion here is do not use drawer, ever. Use page or modal. I like modal the best. It's kind of the nicest looking, so I'm going to leave it on modal. And yes, I did have to look up the correct pronunciation for that. And just leave enable order notes off. Make sure you save it, then hit the back arrow button, and now down to the social media section. Now the select image section here is referring to the image that gets sent when you share a link or something. Trust me, you just want to put your logo or something similar in this spot. Otherwise, Shopify has some default stuff that it sends along with your link. You want your brand. So now, as far as social media goes, you really want to populate as many of these accounts as possible. So go ahead and create the accounts and then put the links to your accounts in this section here. You have to do Facebook, Instagram at minimum, and then I would strongly suggest that you do YouTube because it's a great platform to generate a lot of sales. I'll actually do a video on that one as well. Choose your button style, make sure that the checkboxes are checked, save it, then we back it up. Price format, just nothing really to do there, leave it checked. And then we're going to go to checkout, and checkout is its own little planet for some reason. It has its own colors and stuff. It needs its own video, so we're just going to kind of touch on it a little bit. And this is the theme style. I chose blue in the very beginning when I changed the theme. We're going to leave that alone. And now we're going to go back over to sections. And these sections here, if you're not using them and you don't feel like deleting them, you could just hide them by clicking on that button. I usually delete them if I'm not using them because I want to keep things slim and clean. But let's just click on the slideshow real quick, and we're just going to throw a couple images in there to give this site a little flavor. And I'm going to use 4 images, so I'm just going to click here and add a 4th image. And the slideshow is going to show up right here in this section. So we have to choose select image right here. And now we're going to upload a couple of images. some entertaining images. So I'm going to fast forward through time here real quick, and we uploaded all 4 images, and now we're going to save it, and I'm going to choose to auto rotate the slide. So every 5 seconds they're just going to switch automatically, and then we'll save that. And now we're going to back it up, and now I'm going to unhide the collections list, and boom, there it shows up, and we're going to click on it, and now we're going to choose collections, and then there's a homepage collection, but I haven't made any collections or even created any products yet. If you want to delete a collection and only have one collection there, you just delete it right here, or you could just go ahead and add a 3rd and 4th collection if you wanted to. Now I'm going to just go ahead and add a collection right from here, and it brings me out to the Shopify window there, and you just have to give the collection a title. Dad401 will suffice for now, and you have to check manually select products here, otherwise it won't save unless you make conditions, right? So choose manually, save it. I'm going to hit the back arrow right there for collections, and I'm just going to create another collection real quick and call it Dad402. And again, the conditions manually. And normally all of my collections are set up automatically select products based on conditions, and that will be another video actually, and I will do that one as well because it's extremely helpful to maintain your sanity. So save it and then click the online store, then back to customize. Click on collections list, click on the collection here, and we're going to choose the 2 collections I just created, Dad401 and Dad402. And now there are not going to be any images for the collection because I did not add them yet, but we're going to go here and make it visible. And there we can see the 2 collections with no images. Over here we have the featured collections, and featured collections actually displays products themselves. And you could go up to 5 products per row and up to 5 rows, giving you 25 products displayed, but that is a little bit too much for your landing page, for your splash page, homepage, your website. So I would do 3 or 4 wide by 1 or 2 rows only for the homepage. And then you can show saved amount and then show compared app price. Depending on the theme and the setup of your site, showing the saved amount, you might leave it unchecked. Show compared app price should probably always be visible. Now, if you click over here on add section, there's a bunch of different types of sections you could add if you'd like to. We're not going to do that right now. I'm just going to X that out, and you could delete these if you're not going to use them. It's best to just delete them. Like I said, you want to keep your site lean and clean. Now we're going to go down here to the footer, which is definitely a party in itself. And the quick links section is right here. And that's going to end up containing the footer menu. So there's a menu box right here. And if you click on that menu box, we're going to choose the footer menu. And right now, the only item in the footer menu is the search box, which you can see right here. And that may very well change, but for now, that's fine. So I'm going to save this. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to back out to the general settings and then to colors. And I'm going to change the header and the footer. And I'm going to change the header color to a light gray and then copy the color code. And I'm going to go down to the footer, click on the background color, and I'm going to paste the code in there. And now the header and the footer have the same color. And we're going to save it and back up. And then back over to the footer section. And then right over here, this get in touch area is basically another area that you could put some random text with a link and stuff. We're just going to delete that for now. Newsletter, that's important. We're going to leave that alone. And the only thing that we're actually going to do is we're just going to change the container width of both of these to give us some symmetry. So we'll make newsletter 50%, and then we'll make quick links 50%. And if we had all three items down there, I would make them each 33%. So they're symmetrical. And now you definitely want to have this checkbox checked up here for social media icons. And they're going to show up right here at the bottom of the footer. And if you had a bunch of them, there would be a big long line, just like those payment icons are. And the social media icons would be right above the payment icons. Now right here, legal menu, this is huge. We need the legal menu. And we're going to actually create a new menu. So we click on none and then add menu right here. And we're going to create a menu called policies. We're going to click on save. And now we're going to go over to pages because we need to add a few pages. So the first web page we're going to add is going to be refund policy. And we want the R to be capitalized and the P to be lowercase. This is specifically done for a reason. So please just follow along with that. And refund policy, no content just yet. And then we're going to save it. We're going to fast forward through time a little bit. And I'm going to create the other pages just like this. And this is what it's going to look like when you have finished creating the pages. An About Us page, contact page, privacy policy, refund policy, and terms of service. The last three, privacy, refund, and terms, they have to be written or should be written exactly like that, caps and all. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add these pages to a menu. And we go to navigation. And now we're going to click on the policies menu that we created. And we're going to add a menu item. So you don't have to put a name in there. Just click in the link box, then choose pages. And when you choose the page you want, it's going to populate the name automatically. Hit add, and then do the same thing and add privacy policy and terms of service. Save it, and we just fast forwarded through time once again. Now click navigation, and now we're going to go to the main menu, and we're going to add About Us and Contact. And we're going to fast forward through time real quick once again. We're going to save that menu and then go to Online Store and then Customize. And we're going to move down to the footer. To keep this real simple, your footer should look exactly like this. Checkbox checked for social media. Under the legal menu, the policy menu should be there. Under Quicklinks, the footer menu should be there. The container width should be 50%. The container should be 50% for newsletter. Save it. Done. Now, the last thing that we have to do is we have to get the policies on the policy pages. So I'm going to show you how to generate the policies if you haven't already done it. And what we're going to do is we're going to back up here and we're going to go to the bottom left corner of the Shopify page here to settings and then to checkout. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and these three blank boxes right here are the policy boxes: refund, privacy, and terms of service. So if you just click on generate sample refund policy right here, it's going to generate the entire policy for you with mostly all the correct information. Do the same thing for privacy policy and the same thing for terms of service. Boom, just like that. It's fantastic. And Shopify has a really, really good policy generator. So it's really easy to make it happen. Now, you should obviously read through all the policies and make whatever changes you see fit. As an example, what I did was, in terms of service, it says this website is operated by DADFRO. I don't want DADFRO to be there. I want my legal business name to be there. If you have one, you would most likely want that as well. I would change it there, and right there. Now, what you have to do in order to get the policies situated is copy all the text inside of each of these boxes, bring it out to a text editing program like Word or Google Docs, make all the changes you need to make to it, then copy all those changes and paste them back into this refund policy box. And you do that for all three policies. Copy all the text in here On a Mac, you hit Command A to select all. On a PC, it's Control A. And then come over to a text editor. I'm using Google Docs. I paste everything in there. I make all the necessary changes. Then I'll highlight all the text from the Google Doc with the changes made to it. And then I will paste it back into that refund policy box. So again, to select all on a Mac is Command A, and on a PC it's Control A. Copy, I'm sure everybody knows. Command C on a Mac and Control C on a PC. And then to paste it, Command V on a Mac and Control V as in Victor on a PC. The existing text that's in these policy boxes, you can select all inside the boxes and delete it. Or if you already have your text copied and you're ready to paste it, you could select all inside those policy boxes. And once the text is all highlighted like that right there, you could just hit paste and it will delete and paste the new data right over the existing data. So once that's done for all three policies, we're going to save it. Then we're going to head back to the online store and then customize. And I want to show you where those policies actually generate. Now what I did do is I added a product in here in one of my time warps, a Dad Fro River Adventure poster. And I have to add that to the cart in order to see the page that I want to show you. So I added it to cart, and when you click checkout, at the bottom of this page, that's the refund policy, privacy policy, and terms of service that we just added into those boxes. That's the only place that those policies show up. And they show up when you click on it in a pop-out box, which is cool and no problem. So we're going to close that. And now if I click up here on the top left where it says Dad Fro, it's actually a link to the home page. If I had added the logo to the checkout page, then my logo would be there instead of the word Dad Fro. So from the home page, we'll scroll down and you'll see these three policies here. And that's not the same as the policies on the checkout page. These are the ones that we created, but there's no content in them yet. So we're going to add the content by hitting edit this page. And now refund policy, we're going to go over to the Google Docs. I'm going to copy the refund policy text, and then I'm going to paste it into the content portion of the page here. And we're going to do that for all three policies. I travel through time and I finish up terms of service. I save it. And now I'm going to go to the actual website and view it as a visitor would. And we can see that the menu at the top of the page now has About Us and Contact in it because we added it to the menu in that navigation section. And if we go to the bottom, we can see our three policies here. And if we go to another page like the catalog, that menu is at the bottom as well. And it is on the bottom of every single page, except the checkout page, which has a pop-out version of the policies. So if you click on one of the policy links on any other page other than the checkout, it opens in a new window. And if you click on one of the policy links in the checkout page, it opens as a pop-out window. So if you see that or notice that, don't worry, that's normal, that's how it is. And now this section right here, yes, that is the nightmare tag section that so many people have a problem with. And I'm going to do a video tutorial and show you exactly how to get rid of that disastrous tag menu, which is actually different on each theme. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you'd like me to do a video on something else specifically, please just ask me and I'll make it happen. Have a great day.